Hi, I am Gloria Rand, and welcome to another Web to Wealth Wednesday video. And joining me today is my special guest, who is also a wonderful person, dear friend and colleague, and she is known as the speaking goddess, AmondaRose Igoe. And AmondaRose helps business owners communicate their message more effectively to get business. But you know what? I'm going to let AmondaRose, you explain it a little bit better, because that's what you do. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Thank you, Gloria. I would love to. Well, I'm the creator of the Invincible speaking system to amplify your impact and your income. So what does that mean? I work with different business owners and entrepreneurs that want to reach more people. They want to get out there to the masses, and they also want to magnify their results. So whether they want to present on YouTube, in this case, Web to Wealth, whether they want to do a webinar, these are all great speaking opportunities, which we'll touch a little bit more information on. But the other thing is, it's not just about doing them, because anybody can flip on a camera and talk on a camera or do a webinar. We want to make sure that you get massive results. So that means that you want to make a difference, and you want to get a monetary outcome as well, a positive result financially, because otherwise you're wasting your time. So my focus is not only in the delivery of those things, the how-tos, but I also help my clients write the content for their YouTube videos and their webinars, as well as when they're speaking to live audiences.
That's awesome, because that is so important when you're doing anything online, is you really need to have the end in mind. What is your goal in mind? So if you just are talking for just the sake of talking, that's great. But if you are talking for business, then you really do need to have something, a structure in mind, right? I think that, how would you explain that better?
Absolutely. So for example, when Facebook Live came out, and I'm very comfortable with being on video. I wasn't initially, but over the years I've gotten very comfortable. So I figured, okay, I'm just going to do Facebook Live. I didn't prepare anything, and you know what happened? It sucked.
No,
because I wasn't prepared. And I actually had somebody I was supposed to do a strategy session with, and he canceled the strategy session.
Oh, no. Oh, shoot.
It just tells you that even someone like myself, who is seasoned at speaking, who is seasoned at writing content and developing the points, when you don't prepare, that's the kind of results that you get. And I quickly deleted that video and did another one. But you do want to have structure to anything that you're doing. So even, for example, I did another Facebook Live. So I thought about, what was I going to say? How was I going to open it? What points was I going to share? As well as, what was my closing going to be?
That's awesome. Yeah, one of the things I have preached in the past, just in doing regular videos on, say, doing like a video blog, was the importance of maybe having like 3 things in mind. And actually, you just said that in a way, because not only 3 points, but having like a beginning, a middle, which is your content, an intro, content, and then the close at the end. Then it makes it so much easier, frankly, because now you know what to do, instead of just like you just start talking and what am I going to say, and then you're like, oh, okay, how do I end this now? But if you have a plan, then it makes it so much easier. Are there any other things that you found when you have been doing live video that maybe, or maybe even seeing other people, some mistakes that they've made that like people do not do?
Okay, so for example, you'll see this a lot, where somebody has their phone down here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give myself a double chin. Sorry about this, everybody. I'm sorry to myself. But they look down like that. Whether they have a double chin is not important, but their eyes are looking down. So you want your eyes to be looking straight at your video camera, or have the video camera slightly above, so it does project the best look when it's slightly above your eyes. So you don't want to be looking down at the ground. Right. Another thing with video is they will often turn the camera long. So if you have an iPhone, which is a great video, right? Yeah, sideways, because that films up the whole space. That fills up the space, and you don't end up with those sidebars and left. Now, sometimes when you go and put a video in Movie Maker or something like that, it will end up doing that. But at least you started out with the wide version, and then it got adjusted, which is out of your control.
Absolutely. And you know, one tip that I learned a long time ago when I was on somebody else's course is, if you're using the built-in webcam in your computer, you know, you've got the, and I'm doing it here because this is where my computer is. So that's actually, there's a light right there. So what they recommend doing is actually putting a little sticky pad and putting little eyes there.
Yes.
So that you know that that's where you should be looking. That's where the camera is. And that's, think about, you know, you want to be looking, I want to look down and look at you, AmondaRose, right here, because I can see you, but that's not really where you are.
Right.
I need to be looking this way so that everybody can look into my eyes and not, as you say, looking down below.
Right, right. And I have been looking at you because I got to see.
Yeah.
But when you're doing video, that's a great tip, is to have a smiley face or something that makes you smile when you're looking at that. And I think it is important because even if, like, just for example, if you've ever watched something on the news, right, they make sure that they're talking to that person. They will make a little bit of interaction with the video, with the camera, but they're always talking to that person. Yeah. And so you want that people to feel like they're in your living room, in your space, in your home or in your office.
Right, absolutely. It's amazing. I still find it fascinating that in my background, I used to work in television, but I never wanted to be on camera. Mm-hmm. And now I'm on camera all the time, and actually, and it's fun because it's, as you say, I'm just talking to another person. And so if you enjoy talking to people, it shouldn't matter if you're doing it live in person, but if you can do it through the wonders of video and the amazing technology that we have today, it's a great way to be able to communicate. And it's a great way for business owners to be able to communicate with their customers and prospects. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It builds that know, like, and trust factor. So, for example, you know, presenting from an audience is a great way because people get to see you, they get to feel your energy, they get to know who you are, your content. So if you can't do that or you don't want to do that, the next best thing is the video, because that's the closest thing for somebody to be able to see you.
Yeah,
so and they can build that trust.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're so lucky today because we do have, you know, we have our smartphones, we've got our cameras. You don't need to have a lot of fancy equipment, although there is a time and a place for having better equipment for doing certain videos. What's your opinion on that?
Absolutely. So I had to buy a light. I have a round light over me right now. I look way better with the light.
Yeah.
The light. My office the window doesn't get a lot of broad spectrum light into the room. So I've got to create my own light, and you want a light coming towards you, that's important. And so also just thinking about having a microphone. So when I do actual webinars, I don't have it up this time. I use a microphone because I want the quality of the audio to be really solid.
Right.
And so just inexpensive things that you can do. I bought the light on Amazon for $35, the microphone for $35. Mm-hmm. I consider a backdrop in your behind you for $35 or so on Amazon. So it's real easy these days to get a good quality video. But just really be conscious of the content that you're sharing, because you can have all the bells and whistles. If your content is not clear, concise, and compelling, you just wasted your time and your money on those things.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so good. And I wanted to mention to our audience that I'm so thrilled that you are actually going to be sharing more of these wonderful tips at our Web to Wealth Summit that is taking place October 7th, 8th, and 9th in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Can you give a little sneak preview about what else you're going to be talking about at the summit?
Well, we're really going to be talking a lot about the things that you need to share and how you need to share it. As I mentioned before, you could say, okay, I'm going to share these 3 tips, but if you can't communicate that message in a way that inspires people to move forward with your programs, you're never going to create the web to wealth that you want. Right? So I want to make sure that we fine tune it. I'll probably do some hot seat coaching as well to help you really get that message down. I am what people call a wordsmith. So I can often take some things that you're going to say and just switch it, and people go, whoa. And it's a God-given gift that I have. I'm really blessed with that. And I love to be able to get into people's content to make sure their message really comes across as clear and also compels people to take the action step that they want. I am super excited about being there.
Oh, I'm super excited about having you, and I can attest to the fact that I have worked with you directly, and you helped me with a lot of my coming up with my content and being able to present before an audience to be able to talk at a networking meeting, for instance, and to be able to talk about social media. And you gave me a structure, and it's been fantastic. So I'm eternally grateful for the help that you've provided. And I know that you are going to be able to help all of our attendees at the summit as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in person again in just a few weeks. I can't believe it's like a month. Oh my gosh, it is, exactly. It's just about a month away already. So I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Any last little bits of advice before we sign off for today?
I think that you want to consider when you're communicating via the web, have a plan about what you're going to do, because there are many different outlets. So for example, today I did a Facebook Live. I just happened to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to come up with 3 steps. Here there are 3 steps, put it on live. Now my video is going on, it went on to Twitter, it went on to LinkedIn, it went on to YouTube. Then it goes from there, it also goes on my website, then it will go out to my email list. So there's many ways of repurposing those things. So it just doesn't mean you do a Facebook Live, that's it, that's the only place it's going to go. No, share it, get it out there. Utilize that content that you've created and maximize that opportunity by reaching as many people as you can.
Yes, that is excellent advice. I preach that all the time, and in fact, I'm definitely doing the same thing with my Web to Wealth videos. They go on YouTube, they go to my email, they go on the website, all sorts of places. So that's a great way, because we are so busy, small business owners in particular, and anything that you can do to be able to maximize your time and get your message out there without having to reinvent the wheel is a great thing. So thank you so much for.
Oh, my pleasure. Oh, can I share one little thing too?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, if you verbally have spoken this content, then you say, well, I can't put it on my blog in writing. Yes, you can. You can actually have somebody transcribe it. Go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and you can get somebody to transcribe. Depends on how long the videos are, or a sample of like 5 different videos for $10, $15, and you get the transcription. And then you take the transcription, and then you put that on your website. Clean it up a little bit if you have any ahs or ums and things like that. And then you've got also it in writing as well. How cool is that? Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Also, what is important too is you upload that transcript to YouTube along with your video, and that if you've got some certain keywords in there, that helps your video to be found on YouTube, which is the 2nd biggest search engine after Google, because it's owned by Google. So that's right. That's right.
But people are searching on YouTube, and why not make your content that much more findable? I'm not sure that's a word, but I'm going with it.
Yeah, more places, the more connections, the more possibilities that you create, and the more opportunities that are out there for you.
Awesome, absolutely. All right, well, thank you, AmondaRose Igoe. We're looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks at Web to Wealth Summit. And until next time, I am Gloria Rand, wishing all of you peace, love, and prosperity.